This month's first interview for Author Awareness is a science fiction and fantasy author from back east. Hank responded to my post about looking for new authors to interview during season 6. While he was a late entry, I believed he'd be a perfect fit for October. And so, here we go. Hi, Hank. Thanks for joining me on the show. Tell me about what it is that you write and how you got into it.
Well, my first novel, wrote my first novel. It's called Kingdom's Bones. Came out on May 18th, and it's a science. It's a fiction, science type of fiction type of book, based on Haitian historical events, and it's an original story about these three siblings that are go basically out for revenge. I've been writing all my life, pretty much. Started off with short stories, poetry, and just love just the art of storytelling from the get go. So I've always wanted to write my own book, and this story that I wrote, my first novel, has been in my head for, oh, I would say about 8 years, and it took 2 years to put pen to paper, and here we are. Here we are today. Had a couple Barnes and Noble book signings, a couple other signings at book fairs, and I've done pretty good with this first novel, and and I'm already working on the second one. Yeah.
That's awesome. So is the second one part of a series, or is it going to be, or is this first book standalone, and this next one is going to be something else entirely?
No, it's part of the series. I'm hoping to make it a trilogy.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
obviously, you said that writing is something that you've always wanted to do, and you've always gravitated towards it. The Haitian part is that derived from having a family history or cultural background with Haitian history and folklore?
Yes, because both of my parents are Haitian. I was born in the Bahamas, but I grew up here in the United States. But I grew up in a Haitian household, lived in a Haitian household until I wasn't. And a lot of our culture is, we have a lot of historical events that have happened, a lot of good, a lot of bad, and that it influenced. It influenced me, obviously. My parents both wrote plays. They wrote plays and started plays at in our church and things of that nature.
Mhm.
And that's why I gravitated to storytelling so much, because I got to see them in their creative elements, performing um, theater, and of course just the in our household we just loved watching movies, and a lot of Haitian movies, a lot of old Haitian comedies, and yeah, that's what got me there. That's where the influence came from.
That's really cool. So, what are some of your other inspirations? I mean, obviously, your parents were writers. That's an inspiration for you. Your family history and background is an
Yes.
inspiration. But do you draw from? Is there a particular film or piece of music or some or like maybe even a trip that you've been on that really helped solidify your inspirations?
It's a combination of all of those things. Going to Haiti is definitely one of those things that definitely um, inspired me, because I just loved my culture so much, and getting to go to the country and see it, with my own eyes, a good amount of times. And then, of course, the music, Haitian music, but also music here. I'm a huge film score buff, so anything from Marvel, anything from you know uh, action movies, like for instance, the Legend of Zorro. I love the music from there. It's what I write to. Um, uh, that kind of ties into like the swashbuckling type of stuff that I've been inspired by. Three Musketeers, um, the Count of Monte Cristo, just these different elements, and of course, hip hop music and animation, uh, video games, video fighting games. Like one of my favorite influences is this game called King of Fighters, which has been
Remember that
yeah, yeah, it's an arcade game, and there's a team on there, with Terry Bogard, Andy Bogard, and Joe Agashi, and they have their own story. It's called Fatal Fury, and that was also a game too, made by SNK.
Played them both.
Yeah. So I have, you can't see it, but I actually have Fatal Fury tatted right here. Yeah, I'm a huge, and if you've ever seen any of the animated movies, they have like 3 animated movies based on that, and the story was like impeccable. So I draw inspiration from that too.
So, what has been one of the hardest parts, or one of the biggest challenges that you faced in the creation of your work?
Mm, just trying to organize everything. One, two is the just trying to remain consistent. That's definitely something that I've ran into because with life happens. I have 2 daughters. I have a spouse. I have a regular job, and just trying to keep up with everything and making sure that you're present for everything. Um, so I would say that that's the hardest part. Writing, of course, is and when it comes to the actual writing process, I think it's just trying to make sense of everything because you're just bombarded with your story. Your story is just in your head, in your head, in your head, and you got to translate it to words on paper. That in itself is a process. But once you get it done and you get it down, you're able to tweak, you're able to move things around, you're able to kind of move things around. I look at it as a puzzle. I try to just colonic, just get it out of my head and then make sense of it once it's on paper.
So, we're coming up on one of the last couple of questions here.
Okay.
If you could give any advice to other would-be authors out there, what would you say to them, Hank?
I would tell them to write. Just do it. Just do it because the thing is that what I've encountered, especially with meeting people at these book fairs and at these signings, is that I run into a lot of would-be authors. A lot of people that say, "Oh, hey, I got a story in my head. Oh, you did it. That is so awesome. I want to write my novel, and I want to do this, and I want to do that." And I was one of those people that wanted and wanted and wanted to do it. It's just a matter of just going to take it, take the initiative and doing it, and just starting. Just start writing. Even if you don't even have your story together or you don't even know the full picture yet, once you get started, it'll guide you.
How can people get a hold of you? How can people get a hold of your books?
Okay.
What platforms are you on?
Go to Amazon and you could go to Barnes and Noble. I am on both. You could also order my book through Walmart.com, through Target.com. You pretty much get it through any one of those websites that I've listed. You could get a hold of me. You can follow me on Instagram, H Sylver, the writer. So my name is spelled HSYLVER, the writer. And you should be able to follow me there. You could also reach me on my website, which is Eighth and Roll. That's the number 8THANDROLLE.com. That's my media company. You could go right there. There's a link to the book, and there is a place at the bottom. You could send me your contact information, your messages, and I will get them.
Well,
Yep.
Hank, thank you for being on the show. It is great to have you as being the first author for this new season.
Awesome, awesome. I appreciate you having me, man. I thank you for being so patient with me.
You're very welcome. If you're interested in picking up copies of Hank's work or connect with him through social media, you can find those links down in the video description.